Was talking with another priest the other day, and also with Matt, and talking about, hearing all the many people that say to us how much they miss being in church. They miss, they miss everything. And as a priest, I miss everybody too. It's, two-way. And I especially miss, I was saying to the bishop this morning, I especially miss just touching. I want to hug my dad. It's been 2 months since I could hug and kiss my dad. Pat little kids on the head, shake it. I just miss that. So it's mutual. We're all waiting for the time when we can do that. And it's going to be a while before we can do all that touchy stuff. But you may have heard from the bishop that we're going to be able to slowly begin to open the churches up for more people to participate in worship. There's much more to be said about that than I can say in these few minutes after communion. But I know people have been reading some of the announcements, so I want to say a few things about what we're going to do here at Holy Name to begin to implement the parameters that we were given by the bishop and the governor. First of all, the bishop was very pastoral and very clear in 2 general principles that he wants every parish to follow. And I think this is quite correct. Number 1, we got to get it right, not rushed. It's this constant reminder. Do it right, not rushed. And number 2, if you're not ready, don't do it. So each parish will be able to make their own kind of judgment. Are we ready to do it the right way? And if we're not, we don't push. We do this not to restrict people away from the sacraments, but to make sure that everybody that comes through these doors and sits in these pews is kept safe and healthy. It is out of charity and love for one another that we do these things in this way. What does that mean practically? Starting next weekend, we will be able to have Mass at our normal Mass schedule, 5, and then 7, 9, and 11 on Sunday. We'll be able to do that. That's the good news. The sad news, I guess, if you want to say, is that most people won't be able to join us. Why is that? Well, number 1, we still have to maintain social distance from one another. We have to stay 6 feet away from each other. John and I are, right? We don't touch, right? We're 6 feet away. Family members that are in the same household can still stay close to each other, but if you're not, you have to stay. So that means that there is a mathematical formula that we will be using to figure out how many people we can fit in our church. It's all given to us. We're going to be figuring that out over the next day or so, and then we'll know. That will be the max. It's all we can bring in. And so that means not everybody can come. Next, besides figuring how many people can come to Mass, we have to figure out who. And how will you know? The bishop and the governor and the federal government are still deeply encouraging that anybody over age 65 or with a health kind of condition not be out in public as much as possible. So we will continue to stream Masses here. Even if there's some people around, we're still going to do that. Deacon John, how old are you? Are you past the 65 threshold?
Yeah.
Huh? But you're a healthy 65 plus. Yeah, so anyway, bottom line is we will be contacting people that we will be welcoming to come to celebrate the Masses, and the staff will be working together on figuring out whom to call. We have some ideas. As soon as we make a decision, we'll post it on our Facebook page and on our website. Here's the next step we're taking in the implementation. While we are here celebrating Mass, whoever is here, however many people that is, we are going to be doing it a little differently. For example, you'll still see just priest, deacon, lector, very minimal people in ministry up in the sanctuary. We will need people retrained for the ministry of hospitality, ushering, so to speak. And that means by retraining, I mean we will not take up the collection. We will not bring up offertory gifts. We will not hand out bulletins. We will not hand out hymnals. Instead, the ministers of hospitality need to make sure that people are sitting where they're told to sit. Everything's going to be marked out. You might not get your favorite seat in your favorite pew. Sorry. You might not even get your favorite Mass time. We have to make sure that we're 6 feet apart for receiving communion, that we enter and dismiss in an orderly way so we're not all mobbed up. Those ushers are going to have to be doing that. We have to make sure that hand sanitizer is around, and after each Mass, the church needs to be sanitized before the next Mass comes in. So these are things that we have to do, and we need people to help do that. If we don't have enough young people, that means if you're over 65, we're probably not going to have you at the top of our list to call and help with this. Then if we don't have enough people to do these things, then we're not going to have all the Masses. We need to. Like the bishop said, if you can't do it right, don't do it. Right? This means it's a special opportunity for our younger people, our young adults, and with their parents' permission, perhaps some of our older teenagers who would be able to kind of help with these things. And we trust that everybody's going to be cooperative because we have good people here. The people who aren't good, we send them to other churches, don't we, Deacon? Right? And so these are the things that are going to be unfolding over the next weeks. Until the end of the month, God willing, we don't see a spread, a further increase in this disease, then we can go on to the next phase, which would begin in June. We are going to be able to have daily Mass. We will not open the Friary Chapel until June. So that's going to be closed until then for daily Mass. I will be asking to come join here at daily Mass at special schedules those who feel that they are able to help with these various ministries of hospitality so that among ourselves we can practice how to usher people and keep the safe distance and all the rest. So it'll be kind of, it's actual Mass, but we'll be practicing these things. Finally, might be a little tough for people, but nobody comes in unless you got one of these. Now, it doesn't have to be a Green Bay Packer one. That's okay, right?
It wouldn't.
It wouldn't be, right? But you got to have one of these. So that's where we're at. There's more to say. I already said quite a bit. There's more to come. But please trust that the staff here are on the ball. We're already talking about how to do this in a way that is fair to people, brings people back to the church, and keeps everybody safe. So as we know things, we will let people know. Please don't bother the staff to say, what about this, what about this? If it hasn't been announced, it's because it hasn't been decided. Okay, so that's that. In the midst of all of that, some wonderful news to announce, and that is this. The young deacon that you saw, Brother Abraham, who did the first two readings, and who's here with us. I know, Matt, Abraham, can you go on one of the cameras here? So everybody, you can take your face mask off and let's see your beautiful smile. All right. There we go. All right, so Brother Abraham is a friar originally from Haiti, a member of the New York province of the order. He's a deacon. But his time of being a deacon is very limited because in another month or so, on June 13th, Feast of St. Anthony, on a Saturday, he is going to be ordained a priest. A long journey for you, Abraham, but congratulations in advance. Not only is he going to be ordained in a month, but he belongs to the New York province, which is named Holy Name Province. And he was supposed to be ordained at Holy Name Church on the Upper West Side of Manhattan in the end of May. But because of all this situation, that is off the book. So on June 13th, he's coming to Holy Name in Cedar Lake. And he will be ordained a priest right here. Bishop McClory is going to do it. The friars are going to be here. And in some way, it'll be streamed so we can participate. So brother, thank you for being willing to share this really beautiful day in your own life with the people here at this parish. It's a very blessed thing. Thank you for that. There used to be Franciscan ordinations here long ago, back when we had our students in the house, and it's nice to have it back. So in the midst of difficult things, beautiful things happen.